In the early 20th century, artists just got tired of painting the real world. The simplicity of depicting just humans, landscapes, and landmarks were no longer of interest, and the focus shifted to the unconscious, where the prior mentioned subjects were manipulated in an altered reality. This gave rise to Surrealism, or the paintings of the surreal. They defied logic; their normal everyday was now merged with the imaginary, all in an effort to activate the unconscious mind. A dreamlike existence with no rules, depicted with a paintbrush and framed in time on the canvas. It's easy to call these paintings weird because that's what they are. It's also entirely possible to derive no meaning from these paintings because the way we look at them and the way their authors intended them to be hold two contradictory viewpoints. Thus, to understand them, you need a new angle, a new perspective. In what is an imaginative absurdity, the scene shows a man in an overcoat and a hat with his face hidden by the presence of a levitating green apple. His left arm differs from the right in that the former bends backwards and the background is divided into layers of three: the sky, the sea, and a low wall. The Son of Man, Rene Magritte's most famous work, is a contrast between the hidden and the visible. The idea here was to create an intense feeling of curiosity as to uncover the face of this man, even though this painting is actually a self-portrait. It is probably signifying that the things we need are always in front of us, but we are too consumed by the curiosity of the hidden and the unseen, failing to notice the moment at hand. As for the backward bending arm, nobody really knows, but it's the existence of this randomness that makes the painting so thought-provoking. As if dissecting one painting wasn't enough, Rene frequently uses the painting within a painting motive. The Human Condition is a series of two such artworks where the painting inside the painting is a standstill image, a screenshot if you will, depicting the background and filling the space occupied by the canvas. It is meant to show that humans have a personal representation of the world around them. You consider the painting as a fake and the actual imagery to be real, even though they are one and the same, referencing the human condition of seeing things beyond their actual meaning in favor of the implied one. Rene's works love to add ordinary objects and weird, out-of-place scenarios in order to give a dream-like atmosphere to the scene. Open a tree trunk and place a few things inside. Why not add a train coming out of a fireplace? Oh look, it's raining men. These fictitious and bizarre images forces the viewer to search for meaning in them, even though Rene insists that his paintings are simple and honest, having no external symbolic representation of them. But since the normal has been placed in such weird conditions, Rene's simple and honest does not feel so simple after all. If Surrealism is an effort to invoke the unconscious mind, Zol Solar's paintings are the unconscious mind, captured in frames from different angles engraved permanently on a canvas. It is incredibly hard to decode what these paintings mean, but they look absolutely incredible. At first I thought it was concept art from an unreleased video game. Bright colors trapped in a world different from ours, with every inch existing with its own individual identity. There's a story being told in these mind adventures, but since we only get to witness glimpses of it, we cannot figure it out. Maybe that's for the better because it allows us to go on our own adventures, finding a place within these recurring pockets of abstraction. It is also completely okay for them not to mean anything. Some paintings solely exist to penetrate the mind, bringing out the imaginative child in the viewer, like a blank page in a book filled only with the viewer's own perspective. It is not surprising that surrealism has found a profound sense of comfort in video games. Indie game Back to Bed was literally inspired by the works of Rene, Magritte, and Salvador Dali, and that is represented throughout the game. And it's not alone in inspiration. Silent Hill 2 takes a deep dive into a person's consciousness. Death Stranding explores both the visual and the thematic extremes of surrealism, at the same time grounding itself in enough reality that the immersion is not broken. Then there's a game called Helix that is literally a surrealist adventure through what feels like an interactive painting. There are many such examples, and the thing is, video games need these imaginative worlds of the surreal because they all add towards making games a virtual landscape to get lost in. Just like the paintings, the idea is still the same. The whole point of moving away from depictions of the real world was giving the viewers a safe, secret place to immerse themselves in. But is that indulgence good? Is that distraction from reality of any benefit to us? In moderation, yes. In excess, no.